Arriving at the Profile Trail, Grandfather Mountain State Park Profile Trail. This is the trailhead. A permit is required to hike on Grandfather Mountain. As much as I hike here, I keep one or keep several in the truck. Okay, deposit the permit. And get going. This first section of trail is the new profile trail. It used to drop back down several hundred feet to or a couple hundred feet to the old profile trail head, and then it would climb back up. Now there's a profile trail connector that cuts off that drop and then climb. This part is fairly mild, so it gets quite a bit of tourist traffic. Hi. Hi. Easy to put on. They stay on, they're comfy. And they definitely add some security. Although they will be a little loud on the video. Okay, about 6/10 of a mile from the parking lot, coming up on the profile connector. Hey. Hi. Cool little stream crossing here. This is actually heads into what becomes the Watauga River. Trail not as well defined right here. Looks like people have tried to take some alternate routes through here. Okay, coming back to the connection with the old profile trail. I'm just over 4,000 feet elevation. It was 32 degrees at the trailhead when I started. Obviously, as I climb, the temperature's going to drop. Getting into quite a bit of snow. And this is, I'm about 1 mile from the trailhead parking lot. This is a pretty cool section any time of year, especially now. I don't think I've been up here with this much snow. About 1.5 miles into it. A lot of up and down. I haven't gained overall a whole lot of elevation. I'm about a little over 4,100 feet right now. But this is where the serious climbing actually begins. Okay, I'm coming up on Fosco View. This is about the 2 mile point, and I'm at 4,560 feet, so I've climbed 460 feet or so since I said that the actual climbing starts. Out in the distance, you can see kind of looking westward, northwest, you can see Snake Mountain. It's the largest out there. Mount Rogers, way further off in the distance, is actually a higher mountain. Elk Knob, right across from Snake Mountain. I hiked that last week, and if you'll look at my Blue Ridge Backroads and Adventure channel, you'll see a hike to there. And down in the valley, that's into Fosco, North Carolina, heading towards Boone, North Carolina. Now underneath the profile rock, that's the rock that gives the profile trail its name, and also part of why the mountain has the name Grandfather. Coming up on the profile campsite, looks like somebody's taking advantage of this. Be a cool place to camp out right now. There's the pulley system to protect all your food and whatever from the bears. This is a really nice campsite. Looks like a couple tents staked out here. I guess one good thing about all the snow is I haven't had to deal with ice on the trail itself yet. pretty good rock scramble generally, but the snow is actually making it easier where it's sloped from rock to rock. Cool little cave there. Okay, coming up on the profile view. Profile view. And there it is. That's just a spectacular view. They always say that looks like the profile of an old man. Now starts the pitch up to Shanty Spring. It gets a little steeper, but still not as steep as the pitch above Shanty Spring heading to Callaway Gap. Okay, coming up on Shanty Spring. This is, to me, the best water in the world, and probably the only safe drinking water on the mountain. I see a little trickle coming out. I'll top off my water bottle on the way back down, or actually fill it completely up with that water. This is pretty cool. That says 2.7 miles to Highway 105. I'm showing 2.97 miles and at 5,329 feet. So I've climbed 300 feet since the profile view. Snow's definitely getting deeper. Had a heavy wind a couple nights after the snowstorm. See a lot of debris down from that. Also see that there's been a lot less foot traffic on this section. Not many people have hiked beyond the spring. Up until a year and a half ago, most of this segment was a Boulder Scramble. You literally had to scramble and climb your way up over boulders. About a year, a little after that, they came up with equipment and busted up the boulders and kind of laid out a rock stair step way up the trail. So many people try to start up this mountain that aren't in the proper shape and aren't prepared and find themselves in trouble. This mountain is the real deal, and the weather can change in an instant. This is 5,655 feet, and I'm 3.2 miles up the hill, dropping down to Callaway Gap. This is where you get the junction of the Grandfather Trail. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good crampons there. Yeah. So this will be about 1/10 of a mile from my turnaround destination on this hike. Going to the left is the Grandfather Trail up to Callaway Peak, the highest point on Grandfather Mountain at 5,946 feet. It's 4/10 of a mile up that way, all the way back to the Swinging Bridge and Visitor Center. Across the ridges of the mountain, it's 1.9 mile, and that would be across the ridges, across Attic Window Peak, across McCrae Peak. Just incredibly spectacular. I hope to get up here and do that in the snow as well. So head over to the overlook. A lot less people, I can tell a lot less people have been on this section of trail. It's more breaking more tracks here. Well, coming up on my turnaround point, and as luck would have it, hardly a soul on the mountain, but a couple more souls, brave souls up here.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people.
This is one of my favorite destination points, and it is just beautiful. It's not one of the highest points, but it's the first cliff face that you can see everything. But I'm looking across the ridge line. The trail actually goes across that ridge line there where you see the rock and snow. That's part of the trail. It goes right along the edge of the tree line and the ridge line. This is quite a cliff here as well. And across the way you can see Sugar Mountain Resort, which is at 5,300 feet elevation. Like I said, that's where I work in the winter. Right now I'm at 5,660 feet and about 3.4 miles back to the trailhead. And looking back that way, you can see Callaway, the backside of Callaway Peak. But it's always spectacular up here. I hope you've enjoyed this hike. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Blue Ridge Backroads and Adventures. Hopefully we'll get to do some more of this and you'll join me.